I hit recorded drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets.
Great Saturday morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Great rising. How you all doing? Guess what? You know what time it is? It's time to talk sports. This is the TFG Sports Media 30-minute sports talk show. I am your host, Kendrick. It's the best sports talk show on social media. We're going to give you 30 minutes of some of the highlights from this week in sports. I hope everybody is having a great holiday weekend, post-Turkey Day. Did you have to kick out some of your friends and family? They was making too many plates. Did they overstay their welcome? I hope everybody followed Thanksgiving holiday etiquette, because, you know, sometimes we like to push the envelope, family and friends. So I hope everybody is enjoying their weekend, a 4-day weekend. Again, happy Turkey Day to you all. Again, this is the TFG Sports Media Show. I'm your sports host, Kendrick. And remember, we're on a new day, new time. You catch me here at 11 a.m. on Saturdays on TFG Sports YouTube channel. Make sure you go check that out. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're almost at 1,000. We're getting there. And make sure you also like and follow TFG Sports Media on Facebook. All right, we're going to get right down to it. Let's go ahead and jump into this. I know everybody trying to get to some football and family and eating them leftovers, so we're going to be in and out, but we're going to entertain you. I got a couple of quick hits we're going to get to first. That tunnel fight between Michigan Wolverines and Michigan State Spartans that happened about a month ago, where 7 Michigan State Spartan players have been charged with assault on the 2 Michigan players. Some of those charges are felonious assault and battery, and 5 players were charged with aggravated assault. Now, all 7 of those Michigan State players were suspended, and one of the Michigan Wolverines players that was injured in that, his family will sue some of those players. So again, we got some charges brought against those young men. Now, our other quick hit, number 2, Arizona Cardinals assistant coach Sean Kugler couldn't keep his hands to himself in Mexico. He was the offensive line coach, former offensive line coach, because he was fired after he allegedly groped a woman in Mexico City last weekend when the Arizona Cardinals went down there to play the 49ers, I believe. And the alleged incident actually happened on Sunday night. And the Cardinals said, you know what? We're going to send him back to Arizona. They should have sent him back on Spirit, but I'm sure they sent him back on a great airlines. And they fired him and sent him back to Arizona. And that's a wrap for him. Now, our third quick hit. This is for my video gamers. EA Sports has announced that they're bringing back college football game the summer of 2024. If you recall that they have not had a college football game in some time. Now, the game will be the first college football game produced by EA Sports since NCAA Football 14, which had former Michigan quarterback Denard Robinson on the cover. So all my video gamers, get ready. EA Sports is bringing back college football in the summer of 2024. Now, my last quick hit, Buffalo Bills linebacker Von Miller, according to reports, he did not injure his ACL, but he does have a possible torn lateral meniscus, if you recall. But he went out like right before the half between the Bills and the Lions Thanksgiving game, but they looking like he could possibly miss the rest of the season. So that's not good news for the Buffalo Bills defense, which were already hurting with missing players. Now, we do have college football today. Matter of fact, just kicked off an early game. I don't know why it's an early game. Just speaking of Michigan, number 3 Michigan at number 2 Ohio State. It just kicked off a few minutes ago on Fox at 11. Then we got the Iron Bowl. We got Auburn at number 7 Alabama. That's at 2:30 on CBS. And then we got the number 15 Notre Dame fighting Irish at the number 6 University of Southern California Trojans. That's at 6:30 p.m. on ABC. Now, some of our Sunday games for the NFL you can look forward to. Obviously, the Cowboys is off since they played this past Thursday. We'll talk about their game. We got the Bengals at the Titans on Sunday. We have the Chargers at the Cardinals on Sunday. I believe that's a late window game. The Rams at the Chiefs is a late window game as well on Sunday. And then the Sunday night game, we got my Packers at the Eagles. Cowboy fans, I know you should be rooting for me those Packers this coming Sunday night. So we're going to try to help y'all out. How about that? So those were our quick hits. All right, let's jump into some of the NFL Thanksgiving game recaps we had. Let's start off with the Bills at the Lions. That was an early game. The Bills squeaked out that win, 28-25. The Bills improved to 8-3. The Lions dropped to 4-7. The Lions were on a 3-game winning streak, and that was the first time in 5 years, but that came to an end. Again, like I said earlier, Bills linebacker Von Miller was carted off in the second quarter. Again, we did not know at the time, but it is a knee injury, but it's, according to reports, not a torn ACL. Now, Lions defensive end, James Houston. If that name sounds familiar, former Jackson State Tiger. Yes, that James Houston. He was brought up from the practice squad because of a lot of the injuries the Lions had, and he got 2 sacks. He was balling. So shout out to James Houston. Shout out to Jackson State. They had his guy. He did his thing. But unfortunately, the Bills just could not. The Lions could not pull out the win. Now, let's talk about the Bills. Other side, Josh Allen. We all know he's playing with an injured elbow. He was 24 for 42, 253 yards. He had 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. He also rushed the ball for 10 carries and 78 yards with 1 touchdown. Now, the Bills wide receiver, Stephon Diggs, he caught 8 balls for 77 yards and 1 touchdown. And McKenzie, the little short, fast water bug, as I call him, he has 6 receptions for 96 yards and 1 touchdown. So the Bills, again, they improved to 8-3. They right there sitting atop that AFC East division. But my thing is, I still think they're not looking like the invincible team that I had called earlier. I had picked them to go to the AFC the championship game and to win it. Right now, I think the Kansas City Chiefs might be the best team in the AFC. The Bills are still in the conversation, but I think they're a little banged up right now. As far as the Detroit Lions, Jared Goff had a solid game. He was 23 of 37, 240 yards and 2 touchdowns. And wide receiver, Amar St. Brown, said the name wrong. He caught 9 balls for 122 yards and 1 touchdown. The Lions showed some moxie. They showing they could play. I've been saying that they trash, but I think they're a little bit. They're not. I think we're more trash than the Lions are right now. I think they're showing the personality of their head coach, Dan Campbell. Those guys they're gonna bring it. They're gonna bring it to you. So they should have won this game on Thanksgiving. Now the Bills did rush for 136 yards. The Lions rushed for 96. Both teams only had 1 turnover. So again, the Buffalo Bills improved to 8-3, sitting atop the AFC East, where the Lions dropped to 4-7, but they right there, right behind the Minnesota Vikings in the NFC North at 4-7. That says a lot about the North. Now, next up, the Bills are at the Patriots. That's a Thursday night game on December 1st, and the Lions host the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, let's move on to the late game, the Patriots, the night game, the Patriots at the Vikings. That game ended with the Vikings coming out with the victory at home, 33-26. After they got shellacked by the Cowboys, 40-3 on Sunday, they came with it and they pulled out the game. Now, this was the first Thanksgiving home game in Vikings history. Again, the Vikings rebounded from a 43 beating last week versus the Dallas Cowboys. Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell got the W over the coach who actually drafted him. Yes, that's right. Kevin O'Connell actually played for the New England Patriots head coach Bill Belichick. Now, Kirk Cousins for the Vikings, he came out and had some time to throw this week. He had a better game. He didn't do any Kirk Cousins stuff where he threw 1 INT, but he was 30 for 37, 299 yards for 3 touchdowns. Again, with that 1 INT. Vikings wide receiver Justin Jefferson caught 9 balls for 139 yards and 1 touchdown. And Adam Thielen caught 9 balls for 61 yards and 1 touchdown. Now, there was some controversy in this game as far as a call. The Patriots tight end Hunter Henry, he caught what was officially ruled a touchdown at first. They went to review it, and they overturned it. and it had the Twitter streets on fire. Even former Cowboys wide receiver Dez Bryant went off because it kind of brought back memories to his no catch versus the Packers in that divisional game back in 2014. I did something on this on TFG Sports Media. I looked at the pictures, a couple of the stills that I could find, and in my, just, for me looking at it, I thought he caught it. It looked like he kept his hand under the ball. I had one commenter just a minute ago say, you only showed the pictures that that agrees with your theory. I think he's probably a Vikings fan. I didn't ask him, but of course you're gonna show what you feel is gonna prove your point. And others agree with me as well. It wasn't just me. I'm just looking at the pictures. I'm like, it looks like a catch to me, and quiet is kept. And I've always told Cowboys fans this as well. I thought Dez Bryant caught that ball too. But according to the rules during that time, according to the NFL rules about a catch, no catch, Dez did not catch it. But then they changed the rules after that controversy as well. Now, the Patriots quarterback, Matt Jones, he was 28 for 39 for 382 yards, his highest yardage game since he's been a pro, for 2 touchdowns. And his wide receiver, Nelson Aguilar, caught 6 balls for 65 yards and 1 touchdown. Got to talk about Justin Jefferson, former LSU, the wide receiver for the Vikings. He set an NFL record. He broke Randy Moss's record for most receiving yards in a player's first 3 seasons. Justin Jefferson is a beast, and he is in the top 5 best wide receivers in the league. Now, the Minnesota Vikings could clinch the NFC North with a win versus the Jets next week and some help from some other teams, but they could clinch, and they 9-2 again. So we'll see what happens with that. The NFC North, I think is over anyway, but they could clinch it with beating the Jets and with the win. Now, next up, Patriots host the Bills on Thursday night in the AFC East Division game. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. Now let's move to our other game, Thanksgiving game, the middle game. Cowboys 7-3 and the Giants 7-3 got it on at AT&T, and this game ended up being close. This game really wasn't as close as the final score. 28, that got the win, but the Cowboys came out and they had a couple of opportunities where they really could have set the tone, but they ended up pulling it out. And I thought that they would kind of play a little sloppy for a little bit because of that big win they had. Again, they did play sloppy. They had too many penalties. I think they had 12 penalties, 72 yards. They still got to clean that up. But again, the Cowboys did get the win over the Giants to move to 8-3, 28-20. This was the second Thanksgiving matchup between these two, the Giants and the Cowboys, in 122 meetings. The Cowboys put together some pretty decent drives. The first drive they put together, it was an 11-play, 93-yard drive where Ezekiel Elliott got the TD. That put them up 7-3 in the second quarter. The Cowboys defense, they bent a little bit but didn't break. And their defense is number 1 overall. They got the number 1 rated defense overall. They number 1 in sacks, number 1 in quarterback pressures. They didn't get as many sacks, but Michael Parsons did eventually made his presence known. He did his thing. He had 3 tackles, 2 sacks, and 3 quarterback pressures. Again, the Cowboys eventually pulled this game out because they scored 21 unanswered points. Now, Dak Prescott was 21 for 30, 261 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. One of them I thought wasn't his fault, but one of them definitely was. Zeke did carry the ball 15 times, 86 yards, and 1 touchdown. Tony Pollard had 18 carries for 60 yards. Wide receiver CeeDee Lamb, he caught 6 balls for 106 yards, and tight end Dalton Schultz caught 4 for 31 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Cowboys defense did pretty much keep running back Saquon Barkley in check. He only had 39 yards on 11 carries. Quarterback for the Giants, Daniel Jones, only was 17 for 30 for 187 yards. So again, the Cowboys, they did what they were supposed to do. Now they got about 10 days off, but they got to clean up them penalties. They had 12 penalties, and they still probably one of the most penalized teams in the league. But with that win, that moves the Cowboys to 8-3. They're a game behind the Eagles. So the Cowboys fans are rooting for the Packers to beat the Eagles Sunday night. If they do that, that would tie them both. Well, they would still be maybe a half a game up, but they definitely rooting. I'm assuming Cowboy fans will be rooting for the Packers this coming Sunday night. Cowboys do host the Colts on 12-4. That's another big running back they're going to be facing, Jonathan Taylor. They host them on December 4th, and the Giants host the Washington Commanders December 4th as well. So we'll see. And one thing I found out today about that game, the Giants-Cowboys games with 42 million viewers on Fox platforms was the most watched regular season game ever. 42 million viewers watched that Giants-Cowboys Thanksgiving game on Fox platforms, and they talking about all platforms, digital, television, all 42 million viewers, and that is the most watched regular season game ever. So again, people can say what you want about the Cowboys, they get eyeballs. We're going to move on to our next, maybe future Cowboy, free agent wide receiver, Odell Beckham Jr. I did get an update. I read the New York Post today that according to Josina Anderson with CBS Insider, that OBJ has set up his visits and he will visit these teams in this order: the Giants, the Bills, and the Cowboys. Those are the three teams that he planned to visit in December. You probably wonder, where's the Chiefs and Niners in that conversation? According to the report, he is going to stay in contact with the Chiefs and the Niners. So that must mean he's not going to physically visit them. But he, according to the New York Post report and Josina Anderson, the Giants, Bills, and Cowboys will be getting a visit from Odell Beckham Jr. in December. Now, again, he's coming off a torn ACL from the Super Bowl that he won with the Rams. And reports are saying that OBJ should be ready to go sometime in December. Now, last season, he caught 44 balls, 537 yards, and 5 touchdowns. In the postseason, which he was getting busy, he had 21 receptions for 288 yards and 2 touchdowns again, and he won that Super Bowl. So, I've been one. My thing is, who's got the leg up? I think at this point, if he's only visiting those 3 teams, I think it's the Cowboys and the Bills that got the leg up. No pun intended, with it being Thanksgiving. I do. I think with the Bills, I think with him and Von Miller having that relationship, I think that will help them in that sense. Brittany Jones, thanks for joining me, Miss Lady. Sounds like a Dallas Cowboy to me. That's what you say? Okay, we're gonna see. And so I think it's gonna be up between, at this point it is the Bills and the Cowboys. Now I will say this: the Cowboys, there's a Texas connection for Odell Beckham Jr. His dad, Odell Beckham Sr., was born in East Texas. He's from Marshall. And just a little tidbit, I have a little connection to OBJ. I actually played high school basketball at the John Tyler High School. It is now Tyler High School. And Marshall High was in our district. And so I actually played high school basketball against his dad. So Texas might get the win just because of his father's Texas connection. And also, they've been giving him the hard press. The Cowboys, Dak Prescott has been texting him. Michael Parsons, they've been doing their thing on social media. DeMarcus Lawrence. So, and then, that performance versus the Vikings, and then this win versus the Giants. I think that puts the Cowboys a little bit above the Bills, but I think it's a toss-up at this point. So we'll see if they can make the money right. He's a free agent, so money talks, as they say. BS walks. So if Jerry got to work out that contract, if he get the right type of money, because OBJ did say this next move is really where he want to plant his roots. He want to plant his home, his family. He has a young child, a young son. So he said he wants to plant his roots. So who would be a better fit for him at this point, man? I think the Cowboys would be a better fit. I think, but again, you got the Buffalo, they in that AFC, and he has that relationship with Von Miller. So we'll see what OBJ does. I'm gonna call it right now. I think he's gonna sign with the Cowboys. I do. I think he's gonna sign with the Cowboys. So we'll see. All right, let's move on to somebody else that's being hard pressed and recruited. My favorite coach in college football, Coach Prime down at Jackson State. Rumors. Where will he leave or will he stay? I wonder. I hope he stays, but a college football analyst from 247 Sports, Carl Reed, says that Coach Prime is in talks with Pac-12 school Colorado and the University of South Florida. Again, this is according to 247 Sports. And then I just read someone from CBS Sports saying that Colorado has actually offered Coach Prime the job. That's not been confirmed, but they're saying that Colorado has actually offered him the job. Now, Coach Prime has been at Jackson State since September of 2020. He has a record of 23-5 with an 821 winning percentage. He's went 16-2 in the SWAC conference. He was the SWAC coach of the year of 2021. They've went again undefeated this season. He's won the SWAC East. They will play in the SWAC championship and most likely will go back to the Celebration Bowl. But Coach Prime has said, hold on, pump your brakes. He's denied that he's going anywhere. That's according to reports. Brittany says, not Mr. Who is SWAC. Yeah, my guy, Mr. Who is SWAC. So the rumors have been out here. Now let's reverse. Let's rewind the tape. Yeah, not Mr. Who is SWAC. Yeah, he is SWAC. Yes, ma'am. Back last year when he was dealing with some of those serious health issues, there was reports of him speaking with TCU when they had their opening after they let go of Gary Patterson, and that was confirmed. Coach Prime did speak with TCU, but they decided to go with someone else. So the thing is, as much as I love what Coach Prime has done at Jackson State, and I would love to see him stay. But I also understand it's a business, man. And then sometimes you get offers that you can't refuse. The thing is, you're a head coach at a HBCU. You don't have the financial resources that these Power 5 schools have. Demi J, hey, Demi, how you doing? Happy Turkey Day or post-Turkey Day to you. As well as happy post-Turkey Day to you as well. You don't have the resources. You don't have the finances that you could get when you coaching at at HBCU. Coach Prime, he donated half his salary to finish there, to renovate their athletic area. That was $500,000. HBCUs are, again, they playing behind the 8 ball, but I just love what he's done to put not only Jackson State on the map, but the whole HBCU landscape is on the map now. I mean, most people probably wasn't even paying attention to HBCU, especially football or whatever of a sport. But now I think people is watching, and not only Jackson State, they're paying more attention to I appreciate it, Damien. Thank you. They're paying attention to the Prairie Views, the Grambling, the Florida A&Ms, and all those, the Alcorn States, the Alabama A&Ms. They're paying attention to a lot of the HBCU schools. So will he stay or will he go? If I was a betting man, which I don't do a lot of that, I would say that he would stay only momentarily. I think Coach Prime is gonna. I think he's gonna see this thing through for another year or two, and I think then he will leave because Nebraska just hired their coach, former Carolina Fire head coach Matt Rule. Nebraska confirmed today they are hiring Matt Rule, and rumors are that Auburn is looking to hire Hugh Freeze as well. So it's not going to be many job openings at this moment. So, but we still, again, Colorado, University of South Florida. South Florida might be attractive too because Coach Prime is from Fort Myers, Florida, and he could recruit Florida heavily. So we'll see what happens with that. I'll keep it locked. I'll keep you posted. So I'm going to definitely report on it. So Coach Prime, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so, bro. I hope you stay. Now we're down to my hot mic moment. And when I call it my hot mic moment, if you do this thing every day, you in front of the camera with a mic, anything you say can be heard. So you always be careful what you say when a mic is in your face. Well, my hot mic segment is I don't have to be careful because I kind of know what I'm going to say. So we're talking about Kyrie. Now, everybody know the whole Kyrie Irving situation where he was able to return back from suspension by the Nets this past Sunday. That was his first game back. I think he missed 8 games, was fined millions of dollars. He had 14 points, 5 rebounds, Grizzlies. But what I want to talk about unity, because what I saw at that game at the Barclays, that's the home of the Brooklyn Nets. That's what we need in our community. And you can say what you want. This has nothing to do with ideology or religion or whatever. But the Israel United in Christ. And according to reports, allegedly that's a hate group, but I don't know. I've read a little bit about it. Which they're the Black Hebrew Israelites is who they are, basically. They showed up outside the Barclays Center in support of Kyrie Irving. The Israel United in Christ appropriates biblical Jewish heritage to claim an exclusive identity as the true chosen people of God, and decry Jews as the imposters and thieves, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center. Now, that's according to, again, the Southern Poverty Law Center. Now, they were out in support of Kyrie Irving and handing out pamphlets titled The Truth About Anti-Semitism and The Truth About Slavery to passerbys before the game. And they did it in a peaceful and a grounded and united manner. And I'm saying this to say this, to see, and this, I'm not talking about anybody's religious beliefs or ideology, but just to see Black men come together to support another Black man in unity. That's what we need for in our communities. That's what we need. You can disagree with what they believe in, but I also agree with uniting. Again, brother Kyrie, I thought him posting that video, I thought the only thing he did wrong was not giving it context. I didn't have a problem with it posting, but he should have gave it some context. But then all these other brothers come on and call him an idiot out his name. I think that was foul. Yeah, I said it. I thought it was foul that Shaq said it, call him an idiot, and Charles Barkley. I thought it was foul. You didn't have to agree with it, but call him an idiot. I didn't think he was. I wouldn't call him an idiot. Lee Black, happy post Turkey Day to you, my brother. He says more atrocities have been committed in the name of religion than all the wars ever fought, and I do agree with that, brother. I do. So again, my hot mic moment is about the unity and support of Black men for their brother. Can we do that? Can we see more of this for causes that really affect our community? Can we do that and support each other rather than tear each other down, go on get the national spotlight and call each other idiots? Even though I don't agree with a lot of what Kanye West is doing. I don't, and what he says. But I'm not, if I got a platform, I'm not going to be sitting here calling my brothers. I want to figure out, okay, why are you doing this? Where you coming from? What's your angle? Again, I want unity. We need unity, more love, and maybe we can get something done in our community. So that's my hot mic moment for post-Thanksgiving 2022. So I want to thank everyone for dropping in. Miss Brittany Jones, Miss Demi, my brother Lee Black. I hope you all had a great post-Thanksgiving. Then I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. You know, the holidays has been challenging for me, and I won't go into it, but I do want to dedicate this show to two family members that I've lost. We buried a big cousin of mine in Milwaukee, Wisconsin on yesterday, and then we lost another cousin of mine on yesterday. So yeah, the Thanksgiving holidays is not holidays. I'll be honest with you when I say that. So I put on the smile, and I like to entertain, and this is my therapy. So again, I hope everybody enjoy your family, enjoy that time with them, take pictures, take videos, do all that, because you never know when the last time is the last time. And I say that with all the love and with all the kindness in my heart. Again, and we're very close to 1,000 subscribers, guys. Thank you, Brother Lamb. Hit that like and subscribe to TFG Sports Media on YouTube. Make sure you share that. We almost at 1,000, man. We're working hard to get there, and we're going to keep building this thing brick by brick. So again, I want to wish everybody a happy rest of your holiday. Enjoy your family. Again, do that. Oh, one last thing. I want to shout out some East Texas teams that did some big things. They won in Texas's high school playoffs, and so a whole lot of East Texas teams did their thing. I want to give a shout out to the Longview Lobos, the Chapel Hill Bulldogs, Kilgore Bulldogs, the Carthage Bulldogs, Malakoff Tigers, Harmony. I don't know their last name, Timpson, and Love Lady. These are all East Texas teams. They won their regional games in the East high school football playoffs in Texas. So I want to give a shout out to those teams, and they moving on and getting closer and closer to the state championship game. Love you too, Brother Black. So again, this has been the TFG Sports Media Show. I'm your sports host, Kendrick. You all enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the leftover food. Watch you some college football. And until next Saturday at 11 a.m., I'll see you on the other side. I'll holler. Peace.